Welcome, everybody. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get it. Welcome to No Gimmicks Live at CapeCon, Cape Girardeau, Missouri. We are here, ladies and gentlemen, and I didn't come alone. I did not come alone.
Nobody should.
No one should. It always takes more than one.
It takes a village
for a good time. You know what I mean? For a good time.
True story.
No, so I got the DFPN team here with me, even in the audience today. So joining me on this show is the homie Mac, aka your boy.
What up? What up? Call me the casual wrestling fan when it comes to the knowledge that these three have. So
Yep.
I'm the Padawan up here.
From Nightmares and Nerdscapes, the homie CJ. Welcome to No Gimmicks for the second time today.
Thank you, sir. You've been keeping me busy.
You thought you were coming out here and not working. I got you working twice today. That's awesome. And then from the United States Department of Nerds, the comic expert, the one, if you have a comic and you need to have it certified, it needs to have the USDN stamp. And that is the homie, the chairman, Jeffy Jeff. What's up, buddy?
I am here.
Let's do it.
And I'm, of course, bred like a king, made us Kelvin Cayley, otherwise known as Black Mac. And we're just, it's been a lovely 2 days so far here.
Can't complain.
Yeah, can't complain at all. There's been a lot. One half of the AEW World Tag Team Champions is in the building today. Brody King is here.
Yep.
We got an audience member who showed us he got a chop from Brody King today. Chest is still red. It's a great day. It's a great day. It's a great day to talk some wrestling, guys.
Got to see a chop and what you taking it.
Yep. For sure. But if you've never heard of No Gimmicks, we are a wrestling podcast for the wrestling fan, by the wrestling fan. However, we keep it 100% real 100% of the time. And that may land us in hot water. We don't know. We'll see. For those of you guys that are watching, welcome. It's about to get real. We're going to have some real conversation today about wrestling, about where wrestling is, where wrestling could be, where wrestling went, right? So we're going to go past, present, future a little bit. But the subject today that we're going to be talking about is the wrestling audience in general. Yes, me, you, casuals, vets. And that is the audience shrinking? Is it changing? What's happening with the audience, right? And the thing I want to open up this conversation with is we're all older wrestling fans on this panel, right? That's safe to say. We're vets. We're veterans. We've been around the block.
Once or twice.
Vintage fan.
But we're old enough to remember when wrestling was mainstream, right? When wrestling was ingrained in pop culture. I'm talking way back in the heydays too, in the 90s when Hulk Hogan was larger than life. And he was all over everywhere. He was in the Rocky movies. If you didn't even watch wrestling, you knew who the name Hulk Hogan was, right? You didn't have to go far to know what he was, what he did. Then move on into the Attitude era where you have people like
Seasoned.
Yes, thank you, Amanda. We're seasoned. But moving on to the Attitude era where you have stars like Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, The Undertaker, Mankind, so many. I could just rattle off. NWO, DX. You can name so many people from that era. And it was coming from that and moving away from the Monday Night Wars, so to speak, and where we are now. So where the wrestling audience is kind of shrinking. So I'm going to open up the floor. We'll do a chain style. Mac, I'll start with you. As a casual fan, looking back at, I know you didn't really experience it like we did. You're kind of a casual, not really so much a hardcore, but coming from that and looking at where do you as a casual fan equate today to what yesterday was?
I can't say I do. I think the last time you bring up the Attitude Era, I think that was the last time where wrestlers were really crossing the line between pop culture. Because I remember there's a song Wyclef had, It Doesn't Matter. He had The Rock on it,
yeah.
But I think it's more so they're crossing over into Hollywood and stuff now, and they're kind of removing their wrestler monikers, right?
Right.
Because you remember Dwayne Johnson was in what was that horrible Doom movie?
Oh,
And he was like The Rock, right? The Rock,
right.
Starring The Rock. But now in future movies, he's like, I'm Dwayne Johnson. You know,
Right.
trying to separate the two. But as far as like staying relevant, it's peaks and valleys. Because now ESPN is trying to get into it, so they're mixing it in with their, their sports talk and stuff. So some people are tracking it. You get your big events like we talked earlier with the previous podcast, Cast and Spotlight.
Yep.
The Elimination Chamber heel turn. You talk about things again in the past. Hulk Hogan's heel turn that people who don't follow wrestling, they're just like, oh, he's a bad guy now.
Right.
Things like that. But I would say, comparing it to yesteryear, I don't think it's as big. Like talking to Triple H, it's making money, so I'm happy.
That's a good point. We'll come back
But
to that.
the impact,
Yeah.
globally across, all kinds of media, I don't think it's as big as it was 80s, 90s, early 2000s.
Okay, good point. Fair enough. CJ, thoughts?
So I think it's more a case that the market itself and the exposure is getting wider. So more people are seeing it, but the actual hardcore fan base is getting smaller. Because there's
I agree with that.
the ability to go out and find what you like, whatever that is so vast right now that you've got to choose where you're going to put your attention. And I think because of that, we've got more people choosing other things than wrestling. But those fans are more avid about it.
Good point. Good point, Jeff.
I think just from my standpoint as a longtime watcher and listener of wrestling as a whole, I think you're getting more wrestling today than we did in yesteryear. But I think we had larger than life characters in yesteryear. And I don't know if it's where they don't have the opportunities they do today, like they did with the Hulk Hogan's and stuff like that from yesteryear to have those opportunities. Because now it seems like you don't see as many current stars pop up in random TV shows and movies like we used to. So I don't know if it's just not the opportunities aren't there as much as it used to be, or what. I mean, I'm going to watch either way.
Well, it is kind of a case of that, but to everybody's point, and everybody's bringing up good points, we're now in the era where everything is accessible, right? So the accessibility, and that was a big thing about the wonder years or the golden age, so to speak, of wrestling. Not everything was accessible. So when it came to your town, and it felt like it was a special thing, right? It felt like that audience was catered especially to you, and people had to know that. Where now you have kind of these streamed events, online events that you could just sit right in your living room and you could watch a show, right? So it's kind of like you're there, and it kind of takes away from that special feeling. Also, I think once online came about, so growing up, I'm gonna age myself, right? I grew up in a Monday night, like the beer didn't give it away. Shit. but in the Monday Night Wars, right, it was pretty much all word of mouth, right? So when something big happened, it was I got to go to school and I got to talk about it the next day.
Tuesday.
Right? Like, did you see what happened last night? Other now it's the online Twitter, where in the moment I could tweet about it and it goes out across the world. And I think that has kind of desensitized the audience a little bit, and it's kind of taken that sting. But
the mystique is gone too.
Yeah, the mystique is gone. But and then the wrestling fan now was way smarter than they were when I was growing up, right? So I wouldn't expect a younger fan to not know it, because the tricks of the trade are kind of out in the open now, right? It's less taboo for it to be known what's going on. And then like the dirt sheets were a big thing, and the dirt sheets now it's like people go to it without even thinking about it.
You look at it now, like us growing up, we're seeing these things and we're thinking like everything is real, right? We were talking earlier at the house, right? Messing around, you seeing people doing DDTs on TV. I do it to my little brother and he doesn't move for a while. I'm like, this is trouble. But you got things like you said, as we got older, we realized what was going on. But as kids, we were like, this is real. But now you got WWE Unreal or whatever that is on Netflix now.
Yeah,
where they're letting you behind
right.
the curtain. So you're giving that mystique away. Do you feel like that may turn the younger generation off, or would they embrace it and accept it for the sports entertainment it is?
And here's where I may cause this to pivot, right? Because the best thing about pro wrestling that a lot of people now have kind of gotten away from is the way that it makes you feel, right? The moment in time. Like it seems minuscule now to talk about, but imagine like hearing Hulk Hogan slammed Andre the Giant, right? That was a huge deal, to the fact that 93,000 people went to one building to see it happen, right? That's going to be virtually impossible now because the secret's out, right? And people are in the know now. And it's like, well, he slammed someone bigger than him. You know what I mean? It's like everybody's doing that now. And it's kind of like that's where it is. It's like everyone's doing this now. So it kind of desensitizes. I'm going to go back to that word, desensitize, because it actually is real. But yeah, there are some old school things that you could bring into the future, but you have to understand too, the game is changing. For as much as they give WWE crap about the Unreal show, AEW kind of kicked that off, and it was like going behind the curtain.
Like that.
Yeah, but now it's like, even then when they did it, it was more of like, this is where the business is going, and nobody really wanted to hear that. But WWE doing it kind of makes it okay. You know what I mean? So there's gives and takes. But let's move on. Let's move on to today and the conversation we were having, and that was John Cena's last match. And feel free, guys, if you want to chime in, just rattle them off. Go ahead.
I have one thing to say about the last thing you said.
Go ahead.
I guess my question would be, Sabat, is how hard is it now to create a work? How hard is it? Because now, take away the curtain now, everybody knows how it's done.
Right.
So when I watched The Rock and Triple H, let's say, more current.
Yep.
Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart.
Mm-hmm.
Man, they hate each other.
Yeah.
We knew it. And for a minute, I thought we got that with CM Punk and Seth Rollins.
Yep.
But that's what draws me.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
100%.
That's what it was about. So how hard is that now, since we're showing everybody how it is, even getting people to believe it?
I have an answer for that. Anybody else? Anybody on the panel want to answer that?
Yeah. So I don't think it's harder. I think you just have to approach it from a different direction, right? So in the old days, right, 70s, 80s, before Vince came out and said, we're sports entertainers, right? All you had to do was show somebody a story.
Yep.
And they would believe it. Now you can go two ways with it, right? So you can either tell them this is what the story is and expect your audience to buy into it.
Come on in.
You turn the shoot into a work and you let the stories breed themselves, right? And then you just build the script around that, and instead of trying to drive the narrative the direction you want. So it's more, for me, it's more organic storytelling that helps me believe it. But when I see something like, and I'm sure we might talk about this, Cody Rhodes hitting somebody in the head with a belt, and then he's still supposed to be a babyface.
Right.
Like that's just like that goes against the rules, right? But if you tell me that Cody Rhodes in the back isn't happy with the way creative's going, and then he picks up a belt and hits McIntyre with it, and you can convince me that he was supposed to hit him with the belt, but not that hard, then you got me. Then I'm hooked.
Yeah, I agree with
And I
that.
think with social media today, too, they can sell a story any way they want. It takes the two people staying in character on both social media and when they're seen in public. So the stories can be sold. It's just, again, it's going to take a village to sell the story now, because we know it's not real. but the stories can still be sold through social media and those new avenues that they have been given. So,
yeah. And one of my favorite quotes is from Bully Ray. And he says this a lot. And he says, I can't make you think pro wrestling is real, but I can make you think that I am real. And if I can make you believe that, I got you in the palm of my hand. And that's such an easy phrase because it can apply to pretty much anything. Like if Brody King walked in here right now and decided he wanted to do something to someone, he could be joking or not, right? But if he can make us think that like he actually has a problem with someone, he's got us in the palm of his hand, and it's that simple.
his chest,
Right? Right. But I mean, it's that simple. You can make someone believe whatever you want them to believe, and even with the magic trick being shown to you, like how can I make you believe that it's still real, right?
So let me put it in slightly different terms, right? Anybody right now, and this is going to be controversial, so I probably won't follow up with it. Anybody following politics right now?
Nope.
Right? Essentially has chosen a party. If you believe
Okay.
everything that party has told you, then you can believe a wrestling storyline.
That's a
Because
fact.
it's all manipulation. It's all emotions. It's all here.
It's all feel.
But
Yep.
here's how we're going to turn them a little bit just to move you in this direction, right?
Well, interesting when Bray Wyatt first hit and he first came on the main roster. For a minute there, man, you were going to believe this story.
Oh yeah.
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 And what hurt in turn was they went for group. Why when they went out there on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. The waffle. It wasn't the Waffle House pick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because that was like, man, this Mankind. I knew he was Cactus Jack, but when he became Mankind, we knew he was crazy. But we believed it.
Right.
That's funny.
Believe that whole rivalry.
Yeah.
Very, very, very real.
Yeah, that's funny that you bring that up because when I have friends of mine that I want to try to get into pro wrestling, one of the first matches I show them is Mankind versus The Undertaker at King of the Ring.
Yep.
Because I want to eliminate the fallacy that you think it's fake. Right. So that's one of the first matches I'm going to show you because it don't get no realer than that match. Right. Like
Gravity is gravity.
Yeah.
you can't fake gravity.
You can't fake physics.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some of the spots that he took that
You can go to a lot of Mick Foley matches, the one with him and The Rock, the I Quit match.
Yeah.
You can go to that match. Like, yeah, you could show a lot of people his matches and start there. And so I have a reaction series on the channel, on the No Gimmicks channel, and it's me and my friend Jennifer Johnson, right? And that's the first match that I showed her, but I showed her reaction to it, hooked her immediately. Immediately hooked her because you get rid of a lot of that stigma and that taboo instantly. And that's where you pretty much have to go with the business today. It's like if you want to bring fans in, and that's where I'm going with this conversation, is the audience is actually shrinking. So get rid of the taboos and just focus on growing the audience. And when I say that, since I have this platform to speak from, is the tribalism, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at the current landscape of wrestling, and we go from the Attitude Era to where on a weekly basis you had about 8 to 10 million people watching, right? 1 million people watching a show was a low point. It was almost non-existent, right? That's the peak right now. We're at about 1 million people. If you look at the numbers across the board, SmackDown just came with under 1 million in their episode's history, right? And that's the high point. And then plus the cable and the ratings, you're getting away from traditional cable, and actually how you measure it is going to take going back to some of these old practices and making people believe in it again. And more than that, you have to look at the wrestling fan and go, we're all in the same boat. It doesn't matter where you are, because the one thing that the Monday Night Wars did have, it was just the companies that were competing.
Yeah.
That's it. The fans ate from that, right? Yes, there was tribalism, but it wasn't toxic. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we are now, is where you want to see the other person fail. And that shouldn't be the case, because as wrestling fans, we don't have a big crowd. There aren't a lot of us anymore. So we need to grow those numbers, and that's going to lead to another conversation with attendance, right? But I believe we're in a situation to where we need to start making new fans.
So let me ask you this, Blake. If we're trying to bring in a newer audience, right? Or if wrestling is trying to bring in a new audience.
Yep.
With the amount of content out there, right?
Yeah.
Do you continue to push that much content? Or do you slow it down and go weekly to kind of rebuild that mystique? And on top of that, can the workers of today, the Will Ospreys, the Moxleys, right? The guys that are going out there putting on 5-star, wildly athletic, acrobatic matches, can they slow their work rate down enough to be able to maintain that mystique?
So to answer that, and that's a very good question. So to answer that, I'm going to speak as a fan, right? I've been speaking purely as a fan this whole time, but as a fan, having wrestling 7 days a week is a dream come true, bro. Like it's a dream come true, and I think they're fumbling it. The reason that they're fumbling it is because we have so much recycled material, right? You have loaded rosters of people, and you're only giving us a slither of the pie, right? You can make us believe in a lot more people. Like, if I were to ask you right now, what young person would you like to see more of? What would everyone's answer be? I'm going to poll the crowd too. So think of an up and coming wrestler that you would love to see more of. I'll start with you, Matt.
You know where I'm, and we talked about it this morning. You're looking at NXT and who they're bringing up, right? Oba, right?
Oba Femi, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Normally in NXT, you're running the whole company.
Yep.
And you lose the belt. Everybody's like, we know what that means. He's on the way up. Have not seen this man anywhere, right?
Yep.
So that would be one wrestler I would like to see. Plus, we kind of talked about it. You go to the WWE website, here's our roster of superstars.
Loaded.
Yeah, massive.
50-something superstars, right? You're like, all I know are these 12, because he's the same people that they keep pushing out there.
Yep.
One thing Vince Russo was really good at, I always heard, one of the things he's really good at is everybody had something to do.
Yeah.
That part.
Even if it was a run-in.
That part.
Everybody had something to do. If you go back and watch those episodes, I swear, every single wrestler was in some kind of a slower story, storyline with another mid-card.
Yeah, you got
Yep.
They were, Godfather used to come out there and get one of the biggest pops
Yep.
all night long.
Just
He was
walking around the ring.
But and that goes back to the feeling part, right? So when he came out, you felt something, right?
No, you felt something.
Right. Hey, he got a stable on him. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Had me feeling like Jerry Lawler.
He gave an interview and he said, how can I get a bigger pop? What he did was, remember they came out alone.
Yep.
That was his key.
Yep.
And when they booed him, then he brought, because the music hit, and he came out, then he got the bigger pop in the voice.
Yep. Exactly that, bro.
The people figuring that out.
Yeah.
The
And
wrestlers figure that
yeah,
out.
and that takes, you got to bring stuff like that to modern day. CJ, who you got?
So I think for me, and he's not new necessarily, but he is on one of the smaller promotions. It's Joe Hendry.
Okay.
I would love to see Hendry on a
Yep.
bigger stage.
Unfortunately, he ended up here. We were sitting there waiting.
But yeah, I'd love to see him get a shot on a bigger stage.
Okay. Nice. What you got?
I'm gonna go with maybe a Mellow Don't Miss, which he's been getting more TV time here lately with the story with the Miz. Maybe Trick being brought up to the bigger roster.
Okay. I'm gonna go AEW, but I'm gonna go way left field on this. Cause once I saw this guy wrestle, I'm like, he's the best technical wrestler I've ever seen. That's Lee Moriarty.
Oh yeah.
Lee Moriarty needs to be on TV every chance they can put him. There's a laundry list of people I love to see more, but none more than him, because he is one of the technical wrestlers. Even Bryan Danielson brought him up when they were trying to do the whole Blackpool Combat Club thing. And just to know that he has that notoriety out there, I would love to see him get more chances.
He's
but
a young Shelton Benjamin, man.
He's really, really good. I'm a really huge fan, if you can't tell, but I think he's really, really good, and he really needs to be on television more. But it's cases like that, and it does take a lot of listening to the fans as well. Anybody in the audience, I'm gonna poll you. Who you got?
I know he's not really a younger guy, but LA Knight.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's another aspect to look at it.
Yeah.
He's not young, also, but WWE kind of dropped the ball with him. Killer Cross. He's now.
Oh yes,
Oh, man.
yes.
That was another thing I was going to ask you guys. Is like they do bring some people up, but then they just
Bumble it.
Raw is 2.5 hours, but like an hour and a half of it is them doing promos, and then you get these raggedy matches that end up in like disqualifications or run-ins, and you're just like, you got these time blocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not able to do anything vicious. God, like
I don't know if that's a current WWE thing, but I know when Vince was there, I don't think Vince believed in him. Honestly,
No, not at all.
Without-
I don't think he believed in him.
Yep.
That's the other
That
thing.
too,
It's
yeah.
extra time.
Yeah.
That too.
Sit down, Zack Ryder.
I think that still applies, right?
Yeah.
Say what?
I think that still applies because Vince was gone and Cross got over on his own. He went
came
outside
back
the
and got
system.
over.
Yeah. And they still didn't push him. Did Logan really get himself over though?
Yes. That's how he ended up.
That Royal Rumble match he had with Ricochet.
Yeah.
I think he is. I mean, I'll give him all. I didn't like him, but
Come on in.
100% proven it. He's definitely got what it takes to be a main event.
Yeah.
No doubt about
Yeah.
it.
It deserves to be there.
But
Surprisingly.
the guy I thought was I want to see more of in WWE. Dalton Castle. They need to sign Dalton Castle.
You want Dog Castle to, oh.
It's very showy, though. Like the
It really is. It really is though.
And I want to agree with that.
He's probably stronger than anybody.
I'm a huge fan of Dalton
His
Castle,
core strength is ridiculous.
Huge fan.
That dude is-
but he can't keep it. There it is. He's unreliable because his back.
Yeah. And there are we're gonna go on a whole nother conversation after that. But there are a lot of people on both companies that may need to switch, and it'll end up better for them. I can see that across the landscape.
100%.
I think like when they released a few people, like they released Dakota Kai, Shayna Baszler, all these names that people were.
The
wanting
ball
to
was dropped
see.
big time.
Yeah.
Shayna Baszler would fit in perfectly on AEW because their style. Plus, like one of her good friends.
Shayna Baszler was backstage at WWE though.
She's backstage.
Yeah, she was working as a producer for a minute. Yeah. But yeah, cases like that, it would, I think it would benefit for them to switch.
Well, so I also think that moving to a purely enterprise level development system hurt both shows. I think you've got too many folks coming through the Performance Center and ending up on Raw or SmackDown and on AEW. I think that's why you're seeing a higher number of people that have been released now go to the indies. Yeah, go to the indies.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
Matt Cole and Matt Cardona.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's a great point. And but I think this is a great time. It's a great time for wrestling fans. It really is. There's a lot of opportunities to see it. And one of the things we talked about earlier this morning was the ticket pricing, right? And do y'all hear the audibles?
We almost went to Wrestle Dream, I think it was up in St. Louis. We almost went where we decided not to, but the prices there were way cheaper than like a WWE.
Oh, most
yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Most
Like
definitely.
a small WWE pay-per-view that's not like one of the big four. It costs you like
Yeah.
Still $600 now.
Like, the last time
Yeah.
we went to wrestling wise was when the Raw after Punk came out.
Yeah, Nashville.
Wow.
Yeah,
That was the cheapest we've gotten. They were like, that's before they hit that boom during the WrestleMania period with the Cody and Rock stuff.
Yep.
And going back to where they would like reveal stuff behind kayfabe. After that WrestleMania, they started doing a documentary on how they were going to like shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just happened.
Yeah.
Years.
Yep.
2 years.
Yep. And stuff like that, especially if you're a fan. I don't know about anybody else, but I don't like to know how stuff happened.
No, I don't
Right?
know.
Especially if you hook me. Like, yeah, if you have me invested, don't tell me how it happened. That's how I fell out of the John Cena thing, right? It's because as soon as it happened, The Rock was like, yeah. He was in the press conference like yeah. So my character, and I'm like, bro, what are we doing?
My job's
And
done.
they had people
Roll the grenade in.
They had people
All right,
watching
guys.
the most popular on YouTube.
Mhm.
Everybody was invested in that, and it's like I honestly think it was something personal. What The Rock was trying to bury.
And that,
Maybe.
but
It was like, why would you do that? That's a golden rule. Even who was he brought in with?
right.
Who was brought in with guys that he would never do. That was the number one rule.
He did say back in the day in the original feud that he'd end up being the Rock's bitch, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but that alone, right? How interested are you in if there's real beef between them? Right? If they don't tell you anything else and let it be known that there's beef between those two men,
That first WrestleMania match between them.
Because they treat it like a sport, so it's like a sports-based rivalry instead of like, they don't really go behind the scenes there in Japan.
Right.
It's more, it's these two people wanting to compete in a sports,
Yes.
sport, and it's like they actually look legit, don't like each other because they'll start fighting backstage during interviews and stuff. And we were like, holy crap, what's going on?
right.
Like, Mexico,
So
I'm pretty sure
Japan
is
still keeps it very. They don't give you the behind the scenes stuff. To their wrestling is a spectacle and a sport.
Like, the
And that's
people
what's
that are
great
pro
about
athletes,
it.
Where it's like, okay, they're an athlete, they do like goofy stuff, like some of them like having crazy socks or something.
Yeah, most definitely.
Wrestling a blow up dog.
That's
think-
some of the best matches ever. Okay, that blow up doll
Right.
has a great record.
His old man in the invisible stand.
No, you know what? I actually seen Minoru
Yeah.
Suzuki do that.
Oh,
And I was like, I don't like these matches, but I saw him do it, and I was like, okay, this is kind of awesome, bro. Like,
There's an old match he was in years ago was when Oscar was still like, known as Khan.
oh yeah,
And
yeah.
she, like, it's a
He beat the crap out of her.
bad.
It turns out it was they actually worked it.
Yeah.
It looked legit,
Yeah.
where
Yep.
everyone, like,
Oh, yeah.
uncomfortable to see.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Most
Dude,
definitely.
that match is so good
That's
too.
a
I know
good
exactly
way to,
what
like,
you're talking
blur
about.
the lines a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's what New Japan is really good at, is blurring those lines, especially in their intergender matches like that. They are really good at that.
Okada got kicked in the face by another wrestler.
I just watched that clip the other day, and he went berserk. He went berserk. Yep. Yep. So let's get back to the ticket pricing and the affordability, right? We talked about WWE and how unaffordable, but does that make you guys look at like other wrestling companies, but not AEW, but they have like GCW,
Yep.
MLW that travel around, Wrestling Revolver. Do you guys ever look at those types of shows? Does that interest anybody or
No, absolutely. If it ever came to where I live, I would 100% be front row center because I would be able to afford it.
Okay.
For me, yeah. I mean, after I saw the WrestleMania prices last year, I decided instead to sign up for Triller
Okay.
and just start checking out some more of the indies.
Yeah.
To see what
$5.99.
would interest me.
Okay.
Wait, no, it's $10.99, right?
Yeah.
Triller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I found a few through that, right? Revolver is one that I was
Revolver's a good one,
Revolver's a
yeah.
good one.
MPX is one that I've been introduced to. That's
Shout out to
Even better.
Metroplex Wrestling.
amazing.
Exactly.
It's in Texas. It's actually Athena, the former Ember Moon. It's her promotion. She runs it with her husband, Matthew Palmer. It's a really good promotion. Yep, they do.
Yep.
They do. Yeah. And that's what I would encourage everybody to is support your locals, support the indies. Because I'm from Texas and I live like not too close from Metroplex Wrestling. and I stumbled upon it, but I've loved it ever since I found it. I would ask you guys to do that too. There's a bunch of promotions in Texas that churn out a lot of. So I got to know people like Roxanne Perez, Ren Sinclair, Zoe Stark. A lot of those women came up in Thunder Rosa's all women promotion, and like they churn out so many stars, man. So I would it's kind of dope too to watch some of these guys grow and get these opportunities, and then you're starting to see them on television. Like I was watching AEW Dynamite, and there was a bunch of guys from MPX on Dynamite, and I was like, that's freaking dope because I knew who they were, and like just seeing them work their way. Like I would encourage you guys to support your local indie show. It's very affordable.
Oh,
Yes, it's awesome.
It's a blast.
It's gimmicky or...
It's gimmicky.
It's so fun.
It's one of the
It's
good
so
gimmickies. Yeah, it's so fun.
Hornswoggle does pop up.
Yeah.
Doesn't wrestle anymore because his legs are jacked up. He'll show up.
An average like guy that's not like dwarfism or something, be like their big like giant guy, their monster.
Yeah.
Like some like Great Khali-esque guy, and it's just like some 5'8" guy. It's like Dragon Lee or something. Like they throw him in there, like Dragon Lee. Yo,
Yeah.
you're the monster now.
Yep. And like even Triple A's catching on to that, right? Because they have Omos in there versus Microman.
Microman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girls
Oh
Club, yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah, and it's just awesome.
Died almost when he got booted by him.
Hey, they caught him. Okay, that was 100% safe.
When he booted him.
Oh yeah, he kicked it right.
Yeah, man. So, Mac, you got anything?
We still talk about these ridiculous ticket prices.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's weird. This whole TKO thing, like their whole thing is they don't care what the fans think, and I think Triple H mentioned that because people are just like, bro, if you look at your socials, you look at these things that you're doing, you're constantly getting berated. Prices are too crazy. This, that, and the third.
Yep.
I don't pay attention to the internet. Look how this is the biggest. Like at the end of every PLE, the biggest draw we ever had. This is this. This is that. This, that, and the third. And he doesn't like the fact knowing that. To me, I think he hates the fact that everybody's looking at him like, bro, Vince was doing a way better job.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Which is outside of his
That's
control.
crazy to say, though.
You know, because I think you and Frank talked about it. Vince was already working this bloodline thing before he was removed.
Yeah.
That's a Vince story.
So the conclusion happens under Triple H's reign, and everybody's giving him flowers like, good storytelling's back. Like, this wasn't Tripp's story. You know, Vince was kind of running this. And now that the bloodline thing is closed, what's the memorable, what has happened under the official reign of Trips that you're like, bro, this story is killing it.
You get the same thing.
The bloodline again. Like, what are you trying to do
It's
out
the
here,
same
bro?
thing. It's the same thing.
So it's like he's just out trying to get a buck. The whole, whoops, gotcha, WrestleMania to New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
Right? It's like New Orleans. You're getting
You're
how
getting
much you pay in
WrestleMania.
Vegas? All right, cool. We're back in Vegas, and then it's like, here's Money in the Bank. You know, maybe we'll come back around for something for you,
Yep.
New Orleans. Oh,
next year we'll take
Saudi
it.
Arabia. You got money? Let's go over there. So I think fans are just, 80s, 90s, we're talking about it. Blue collar families.
Yep.
You're coming to these towns. They're taking their kids.
Yep.
They're stoked. Now you want to go and take, you, your spouse, probably 2 kids, whatever. You 4 tickets to these things?
$2,000.
Or do you want to pay your mortgage?
Yep.
Yes.
So that's where we're at. I would love my
I
house,
can live
yes.
on the street. That's fine.
Seats are nosebleeds, and they're barely even that cheap. So, like sitting in the nosebleeds, I'd rather sit at home.
And that's
Exactly. Exactly.
To see what's happening in the ring. Take care, man.
Take care. Thank you for coming through, man.
And that's
But-
the thing for me. So, all right. So, potential solution to this, to kind of kick around, right? If they took the big stars, the top stars, and locked their stories down to only PLEs, and used Raw and SmackDown to build the younger talent, would that work?
No, because
I-
you're not getting the story though.
Well, I'm
Why
not-
are these
I'm not
guys-
Hold
talking
on,
about
hold on,
the-
hold on.
I'm not talking about locking the appearances down.
Okay.
I'm talking about major story development. Right?
Gotcha.
I think that may work, but I don't see them doing that though.
Oh, I don't think they'll do it either.
And here's where I'm at. Like, so if you're just locking the big stars to PLE, like big chapters in their stories, Raw comes to Greenville, South Carolina. Like, Greenville, South Carolina ain't getting a PLE.
Right.
So if you want to bring your kids out and see who's big, Cody, these big names, Jay, people that the kids want to see,
Mhm.
and if they're not going to be at any place other than, PLEs, big events like that, are you going to spend that money still to go take them? Like if you look at who's appearing, that's what I would like to know. If I'm looking at like when they came up to Norfolk the other day, like, bro, you want me to pay $250 for nosebleeds? I need to know who's showing up. Like if I show up there and you bringing out the B team.
I think it was back around the new generation, the Hogan era, where the main world champion wasn't on TV all the time, so they had the fallback of the Intercontinental mid card champion.
Yep.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
what they're there for.
Seeing the workhorse and everything.
Yep.
And then the big pay-per-views and seeing the title matches, he'd win, he'd lose, he'd be the big bad guy, he'd win. And I feel like, I don't know if we could actually do that, but we kind of did when, and people hated it, Brock Lesnar's title run.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
For a little bit, and people were hating it because he wasn't there all the time.
Right.
I don't know if we could really fully go back to them being gone. all
No,
the
they're
time.
actively not. They
They
just
were
did not like it.
hating Roman because he was the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
wanted to see him lose it immediately.
Yeah. Because the pop when he showed back up was not small.
Yeah. So and then exactly. Exactly.
I feel like that would justify the spectacle prices at a minimum of the top four, right? And then if you mid card the
Well,
rest,
hold on because
Uh-oh.
let me read something that Mark Shapiro came out and said today. Right? So here's what Mark Shapiro said. He says WWE needs to take the torch and move past PLEs created by Vince McMahon. They never seem exhausted. They're ready to take a new shot, a new risk, a new opportunity. Hey, Nick, let's talk about creating a new event. Right now, a lot of our PLEs are created by Vince McMahon. We need to get in the business of taking that torch, moving past that. And Nick and Triple H created WrestlePalooza, which did incredibly well and turned into a super franchise. Not to mention from a merch standpoint, I don't need to tell you securing the IP rights and then selling the merch at WrestlePalooza, let's just say it was a real winner. I'm going to go on the record and call that bullshit.
I would
Big
agree.
old
I would agree.
ESPN gave it a C minus. And they're the ones that-
ESPN. Exactly.
I don't want to completely.
Not to mention, bro, Nick Khan and Triple H did not create the name WrestlePalooza. You know who created it? Paul Heyman. Exactly. So you're gonna regurgitate an old wrestling name, try to make it cool, and then take away one of the big four. I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah.
Because it's like we talked about this morning. You're growing up, you're watching it, you're seeing Royal Rumble, you're seeing Survivor Series, you're seeing these things, and you're just like, when I get old enough and I can go, I want to say I went to a, elimination.
Yes.
I went to one of these things.
Yes.
So if they take the name and they change it to WrestlePalooza, right? And it fills in for Survivor Series. Like, I almost went to a Survivor Series, but I went to a, Wrestle Stravaganza. What are you going to call it?
You went the one year they did that?
We want the fall fight. That's
At
where
the
we
same,
went.
it's still appeal. Like, it's still WWE. No matter what you call it, like you can't erase the quote unquote stain of Vince McMahon on this thing. Like it's always going to be, Vince is always going to be ingrained in this profession.
It's his baby, bro. Like, you can't get around that. It's his baby. You can't judge the baby by the sins of the father. It's still a great company. You know what I'm saying? He isn't there anymore. You could take it, create the nostalgia, and still bring people in the building.
Yeah.
All we're asking for, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we're asking for. We didn't ask for y'all to reinvent the wheel. We just asked y'all to keep the shit spinning. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's all we asked for. And then when we asked for better writing, we got it. And Well, we
one
got
point
it
we did.
briefly.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know what I mean? But we got it. And I think that's where a lot of the tribalism comes from too. Is like, I'm gonna be flat out honest. We're a podcast that keeps it 100% real 100% of the time, right? I think there's a lot of fans out there that didn't want AEW. They just want WWE to get their act together. And then once they got it, they ran right back, right?
Yep.
And that's where we are. And it's like, come on, man, just give us good wrestling that we can attend and have fun at. That's all we're asking for. It's not a lot to ask for. Just give us that.
What's up, man?
So, I have an opinion. I want to get y'all's take on it.
Go ahead.
How does it feel to know that it seems like factions and this poor writing of interference all the time is really hurting heels?
Yeah.
Ooh,
I agree.
yes.
I agree with that.
Yes. I agree.
We
Definitely.
were just
agree.
talking about this too. That there's no real strong heel right now.
No, there are.
Since Gunther, I would say, is closest.
Well, where is Gunther?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not, and I think
The closest thing I can see right now is probably Dominic Mysterio on that whole bell trick.
But even Dom, you don't want to hate Dom,
Dom
right?
is so over right now. Is he
Right.
really a heel?
You don't, right? You don't really want to hate him because if they turn Dom face right now, he'd probably be the biggest one in the company.
he would. He would.
They would have to,
eclipse
yeah.
I know we were
Who's
talking
Cody?
about like the conundrum of there's no real heel for because Cats in the Spotlight. They were talking about it not too long ago, right?
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to them in the audience. There's no like real heel to have a baby face really chasing them, you know. So it's like, what was it? SmackDown. You got Aleister Black back, right?
Yep.
And he's fighting Cody, and you're just like, is this the dude they're building
Running
up
from
to?
Drew.
Right? Yo, yeah.
Running from Drew.
Carrying Cross at home. You know, they just brought him back. you feel the same way, right? Having to carry to his girl, and they're just like Selena and Alistair. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah, I'm a fan of both of them. So
The factions, Pure Fusion Collective, the First Bloodline, the New Bloodline, the Judgment Day, all of them are not doing well on their own.
Yeah, they need to fix that. That's a problem. But that goes back to, right, we got 7 days a week of wrestling, bro. Like, you could take the time to build up each and every individual on these days of the week. So give us that. And don't give us these offshoot brands. Like, give us something legitimate that we could sink our teeth into. You have this big staff and all these people that write, you have these people that can come up creatively and give you ideas. Take the idea and run with it. It shouldn't be that hard.
You think they probably don't trust the performers to do
I think right
the
now
stories?
there's,
Like, you think they're playing it too safe because they don't
I-
believe the wrestlers can pull off what they're trying to create?
I don't know that, but I do know. So if you look at AEW, right, a lot of the wrestlers have creative input, not necessarily creative freedom.
Right.
And I think you could trust them with that type of stuff to come up with. You can't tell me about myself more than I can, right? So if I can tell you I can make this work, then it involves a level of trust. But again, you have this team of writers. Like, write the show, man.
Yep.
You have it. Write the
Why
show.
are you getting paid?
Yeah, make it entertaining. And that goes back to my earlier comment, right? I can't make you believe that pro wrestling is real, but I can make you believe I'm real. Like, every wrestler on the roster should have that philosophy.
Well, it's always been the case, right? I mean, see, Austin says it in some of his documentaries, right? I'm me, just turned up to 11.
To 11, yes, exactly.
So for me, I think. Go ahead, boss.
Sir, in the
I was
audience.
going to say that's why Gunther has so much credibility. Because
Yes.
He's actually dominating, convincing, whenever he
Yeah.
throws
Yes.
and tells you promo-wise that he's going to drag you around and do all this stuff. I'm like, you believe him.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's a good villain. He's a
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. He takes that old school All Japan style and brings it to and makes it his new
Too, yeah.
and brings it to modern and tailors it, and it works. It really does
I
work.
think another big issue we're having in WWE is the rosters are so imbalanced right now. Comparing the two.
Well, here's a problem I think they have, and we were talking about this earlier as well, is the amount of stars that they have that they can pull up and they're not.
Yep.
Yeah.
right? There's no earthly reason that Trick Williams should not be on the main roster.
Obafemi.
There's no reason Obafemi should not be at least in line to challenge. Because he's been off TV for so long.
At this point in time, though, do you trust for them to bring up Trick Williams?
Hell no.
No. That shit would be
Hell
fumbled.
no.
That shit
But-
would be fumbled.
Oh, I think I need to stay here. I'm good.
Stay where he's at before they bring him up.
So it's like
I like
Tommaso Ciampa and what's
Gargano.
Gargano.
Yeah, Gargano.
They stayed in NXT on purpose.
But I think, well, you kind of have that too. But that old school, like, come up and then Vince don't use you.
Yeah.
That philosophy I thought was gone, and it's kind of still there. And it's like, what are y'all guys waiting on? Like, you see what these guys are doing. Like, you have a Jordan Grace down there,
Yeah.
and I feel like you're fumbling her, right? Because she has the look, she has it. Like, push her. You have Blake Monroe. Granted, she just got there, but you could push them. And some of these people, you could push them. So what they did with Julia took her a minute. She found her footing, became a champion. Roxanne Perez took her a minute, found her footing. Yeah, Stephanie Vaquer. Like, you have people that you could bring up and they're ready right now, but you have to pull the trigger on them and trust that they'll find their footing. But it's like we don't want to really throw them out there and they get lost in the sauce.
Well, it becomes a risk too when you look at the number of investors in the business now.
Yeah, but you look at, all right, here's my case for Trick
I'm not
Williams.
saying I agree with it. Just
Would you have?
What about, I know there were rumors, and you might have covered it, about WWE buying TNA. Think that would be good or bad?
I was just about to get to that, right? But I'm looking at how they did Trick Williams, right? And that goes into, I thought they were getting ready to buy TNA because they sent him over there. They threw him in the shark pool, bro, and he swam.
Yep.
Not only did he swim, he carried that into they were selling out arenas. That's their biggest attendance with him as champion, and he was the face of TNA. And if they were to buy TNA and allow them to run it, he was perfect for it. But since we haven't gotten there yet, and he's lost the title, why is he not on the main roster?
so let me throw kind of a curveball at you, right? So looking at TKO and the way they traditionally do business, how many MMA organizations do they own now?
All of them.
All of them except,
But only one of them is Premier, right?
yeah,
Only one of them has outrageously high tickets. Only one of them does shows in Vegas, right?
yep.
They've got their own arena. What if they're trying to do that with WWE and they're going to turn
It don't work.
It don't work.
It don't work. It don't work. And the reason it doesn't work is because those audiences,
That's true.
yeah, those audiences are they're polar opposites to each other. Regardless of what they try to have you believe, they're all under one umbrella. You can't, and you're finding this out now because what they're doing with WWE, they've been doing this with UFC for the past couple of years, especially with the ticket prices. It's been outrageous ticket pricing, right? And then they try to move that model over to WWE. And now you're seeing what's happening. It's virtually unaffordable for families, right? And then you get some of the celebrity appearances. They promote that. They get more people in the building that can afford it. This is where WWE is going.
Yep.
But WWE has never been that product. It's always been a family-oriented environment.
Right.
And you're getting away from that.
Yep.
So what do you think about the report? I don't know if it was AW Insider or somebody, I can't remember exactly, talking about they're doing this WWE because they're losing so much of the UFC side, that they're using WWE to subsidize UFC.
I kind of believe that, but you never really know, right? I could just tell you the model for UFC is exactly what they're trying to do with WWE, whether they're losing money or not. But I can tell you it's not going well for WWE because you're losing your core fan base. And I know that because I'm starting to see more families at AEW shows.
Yep.
Right. And there's a conversation on the other internet that we need to have about should AEW kind of change up what they're doing to cater to that.
So the kids should.
Yeah. So you can bring your families to the shows, right? You have guys like Brody King and Bandito. Like they are becoming fan favorites because of this changing model, right? And didn't see that for Brody King because he was with the House of Black, but him tailoring his style to Bandito kind of made him fan favorites. Kids love him.
So with the current rise, like say TNA and WWE working, when WWE acquired AAA, that kind of like for me at least, I'm like, so they bought part of like AAA or kind of thing.
They own it.
Yeah, they bought it off.
But you see AEW, they're working with New Japan, they're working with them, like they're not buying them, they're working with
Right.
them.
Yep.
And I think WWE was also trying to work with like, I think All Japan at one point, but
Yep.
or Noah now.
Yeah.
And Noah and Marigold are the two they're
They
working
sent-
with.
They sent Omos to Noah, and they brought him back because they love him over there.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
Then
Oh,
they
yeah.
bring him back. Nothing.
Yep.
Royal Rumble. There you go.
Yep.
It's like, or the AAA things. Like,
Yep.
Come on, you gotta.
I think Omos, this is just me, his style is made for the Pro Wrestling Noah, for CMLL to have that giant of a spectacle.
The spectacle. And honestly,
Yeah.
Vince knew that because he had him at WrestleMania with Brock Lesnar. He knew that. It's an attraction. Omos is an attraction. You have to use him like that. Again, it's there's levels, but we got about 5 minutes before we wrap up. I want to wrap up and we can poll the whole area. John Cena's last opponent. Who do you think you're going to be? Jeff, I'll start with you. You think it's Hendry? No. I can see that.
I'm going the same. I think it's Hendry. I think that's the natural progression of the WWE.
Gotta get that
TNA storyline.
Go ahead, Matt.
Joe?
Yeah.
Y'all don't think so, huh?
Say his name. You know you want.
I'm not saying it. No, because you guys already said it. And I don't want to be the Debbie Downer, but I mean, like, they're going to make Jay fight this dude, man.
You think
don't
it's
do that.
Jay?
They're going to make Jay
Language,
fight
man,
this dude.
language.
I don't, hey,
There's
I'm with
children
you.
in attendance.
I'm with you. Hey, they can tell you, man, like, when Jay come out, I'm just like, oh, my, I'm in the chat just this is horrible. 10 minutes later, can we start the match, you know? And then he's out of breath, can't cut a promo, none of this stuff. And they're like,
He became the first when he went solo.
bro, he's gonna be so over. He's gonna be over. He's gonna be in this tournament. He's gonna yeet his way to fight. In, oh my! It's gonna be a trainer. And it's Saturday. It was Saturday night main event.
Yep.
It's
yep.
the perfect storm of disappointment. So Jay has to be in it, right?
Yeah.
That entrance is going to be so long. The scene is going to be blown up by the end of it.
All right, rapid fire. Who you got?
I like Gunther.
I like
it.
Gunther.
Yep.
I like Gunther.
Dirty Dom.
Ooh,
I like your thinking, buddy.
I like that.
I think they're gonna do like a little deal with AEW, and I think they're gonna get Edge.
Absolutely not.
That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Absolutely.
If I'm Tony Khan, I'm being as petty as possible.
Yeah, you ain't touching none of my roster.
I'm being as petty as possible.
But Edge and see that would be
That would
poetic.
be-
That would be poetic.
It'd go hard, but
Absolutely amazing, though.
yeah, it'd go hard though.
I think probably Gunther, but I would want it.
Yeah, it's 2 for Gunther.
Ooh,
I like it.
that's a very
That's a really
good
good
one.
Ron Breaker.
I like that one.
It's going to be Gunther.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody else really makes much sense. That's like he's kind of already ran the gambit.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's have him retire one more, right?
yep.
I think I'm still going to hold true to saying Gunther, but the other thing is he's a dominating and worthwhile enough heel for it to make sense
For
it
him to
be
go,
convincing.
yep.
He's also got the credibility for people to, at the end of the day, no matter how much you didn't like. I didn't like the streak ending myself, but at the end of the day, I'm not a fan of it that it was Brock Lesnar, but Gunther's a lot more liked than Brock Lesnar is.
yeah.
I also think people will accept it because it's not like he's nobody that you don't really know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people
Yeah.
out there right now, half the wrestling audience would not be happy with it being Joe Hendry.
I don't know.
I think half of the people. I think, yeah.
So the
Yeah.
only reason I'll argue that is I think that there's enough people that saw him against Orton
Yeah.
at WrestleMania.
I just heard a lot of complaining about that.
They
And I-
did.
I wished I had. That's why I'm like,
But WWE
Yeah.
listen to what the internet says.
This is true. They listen online to the fans in the building. Yeah,
to the Edge, in, what was I going to say, sorry, the Edge and Tony Khan thing, and about him, that would be ideal.
it would be.
However, they wouldn't even let Dustin go celebrate with
That's his brother, bro. Absolutely.
Not on TV, you know.
Given that his contract ends in AEW at the end of the year, because everybody's lost, I think they're going to try to pull for Jericho.
I think Jericho's the surprise opponent.
I do too.
If not, it's going to be Jay and his loving 3-move set.
Oh my God. I don't want that.
3.
It's going to be Splash.
I don't want that.
Ask Spears.
Ideally, I think it's going to be Gunther as well. Ideally, I want it to be Obafemi. And the name of the game really is just maintain, because whoever comes out of that match has a burden of responsibility of carrying that energy, right? So you got to give it to somebody that can build off of it.
Yeah, but Oba's not that guy. Not for Cena.
You know what is
not for Cena.
who is though?
Oba
That's the
Oba
question.
Lesnar.
Ooh, yeah, I agree with that. I agree
When
with
it's
that.
time for Brock to retire, Oba would be the dude.
I agree with that
That's the proper rub for him.
very much.
Oba-
All right, guys. We're at the end of the show. Let's wrap this thing up real quick. Let the people know where they can find you guys before we get out of here.
Mac, aka your boy. Obviously, I host the Smoke Pit podcast with my man Black Mac over here, over on DFPN. Also host Eat the Cake anime podcast that I do with my homeboy EJ and then my homegirl Jackie. So just type it out on Facebook. You should be able to find the pages over there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, CJ, you can find me at CJ Loves Horror, Blue Sky, Facebook, YouTube. I got a channel over there called Nightmares and Nerdscapes where I do movie reviews, try to dig into horror as much as I can because I'm one of those movie people. So,
And I am the chairman of the United States Department of Nerds, and you can find me at the USDN podcast across pretty much all platforms. So,
Yep. And then just for us, for No Gimmicks, you can find us on our socials at No Gimmicks DFPN. We're on all of them. So just search No Gimmicks DFPN and you'll find us. We try to upload daily and weekly content. So once again, thank you guys. Thank you to CapeCon for having us and hosting us.
shout out Landon sitting over there.
We are actually going to try to be back out here for Cape for the anime con. So we'll be back in the building. But thank you guys for tuning in, following us. We appreciate you as always. Take care of each other. Enjoy what you're gonna enjoy. Peace.